Hello guys, welcome back to Live STEM. I hope that you guys are doing good. Let's go ahead and begin with today's activity. And today's activity will be discussing water density. And we will be needing the following materials. We're going to need napkins or paper towels because it will get messy. It is a water activity. We'll be needing salt, corn syrup. Did I say salt for this one? I meant sugar. I apologize for that. We will be needing salt and baking soda, water, measuring cups. This one is half a cup. And this one will be 1 tablespoon. We will also be needing 5 cups, plastic cups, 5 spoons, or in my case, I will be using popsicle sticks. I have 5 rhinestones, and I have some of these too. Different just rhinestones or beans, plastic beans. Okay, and before we go ahead and do the activity, I have one question for you guys. Do you guys think that, well, actually I do have 2 questions. The first one is, do you guys think that plastic objects sink when placed in water that has been mixed with another substance such as sugar, salt, corn syrup, etc.? And by plastic objects, we will be just talking about these for right now or for today. The beans and these rhinestones. And the second question is, do you guys think that these rhinestones will be sinking or floating on certain water mixtures or in certain water mixtures, such as salt water, sugar water, etc.? And let's go ahead and make a hypothesis. My personal hypothesis, a hypothesis is basically a prediction. Do you guys go ahead and think about your hypotheses or prediction at this time? And for my prediction, I predict that these rhinestones will be sinking in corn syrup water and will be floating on baking soda mixture of water. Let's go ahead and do the activity. As you guys can see right here, I do have 5 cups of water. I went ahead and poured half a cup of water in each of the cups. We do want to make sure that each cup has the same amount of water and substance, such as sugar, baking soda, salt, or corn syrup. And let's go ahead and label them. If you guys would like to label them with a piece of paper, I do have a piece of paper right here, and they are all labeled, and I put numbers because I realize that you guys can't see my small writing. So for the first one, and I also labeled the cups, each cup. So for the first one, it's gonna have corn syrup and water. The second one is gonna have baking soda and water. For the third one, it's gonna have salt and water. Fourth one is sugar and water. And for the last one, it's just plain water. And let's go ahead and pour a tablespoon of each of these into the water. So this one's sugar. So we're just gonna go ahead and pour 1 tablespoon of sugar. the next one is the baking soda. For the next one, let's do salt. And for the last one is going to be the corn syrup. And if you guys do use corn syrup, be careful because it is sticky, and we don't want you guys to have ants. And let's go ahead and put it there. And let's go ahead and scrape it out. And let's put that aside, cover up the corn syrup, and let's go ahead and mix each of the mixtures. So this one's corn syrup. Go ahead and mix the baking soda with the water, the salt in the water, the sugar and the water, and I forgot to put the stick in the plain water. You guys don't need it, but let's just be fair with all the cups. Okay, since we do have two different rhinestones, as you guys can see right here, I will be just randomly selecting a color for each of them. And since we have more than enough, let's do 2. And I will go ahead and read them out to you again because my writing is small and I'm pretty sure you guys cannot read my writing, my small writing. So the orange, we'll be putting the orange rhinestones with the corn syrup inside. For the baking soda, we have the lime green or neon yellowish. It looks, let's just say lime green. For the salt, we will be putting the red rhinestones. For the sugar, it's going to be purple. And plain water is going to be blue. Okay, let's go ahead, before I put them in, let's go ahead and predict what's going to happen when I put these rhinestones into the mixture of water. Do you guys think that it will sink or it will float? I did say that the rhinestones would sink with the corn inside the corn syrup mixture. Let's go ahead and place them in there. Okay, let's go ahead and just mix them. Just give it a quick stir. And we'll Just go ahead and mix it, even though it has nothing in there. Okay, so I will be bringing the cups closer to you guys because you guys can't see what happened. So let's look at the plain water. I will go ahead and tilt it a little bit because we don't want a bigger mess. But as you guys can see, a little bit, the rhinestones are on the bottom of the cup, which is right here. And this is plain water. Let's go on to baking soda. Baking soda and water. So, as you guys can see, oh, you guys can't see, the water is a bit cloudy. But the rhinestones are on top of the water, and they're floating. And again, this is just baking soda with water. Let's go on to sugar. As you guys can see, the rhinestones are on the bottom of the cup. And again, this is sugar and water. Let's go on to corn syrup. Corn syrup, the rhinestones are again on the bottom of the cup. And finally, salt water. The rhinestones are floating on top of the water. And now, let's see, those were the rhinestones. Let's see if the beads, what do you guys think will happen with the beads? Will they be floating or sinking just like the rhinestones, or will it have the opposite effect? And just keep in mind before you guys do your hypotheses that these little beads have holes in the middle, as you guys can see. Will the holes in the middle affect the reaction, or will it affect the fact that for example, this one, the rhinestones are on the bottom? Do you guys think these will be on the bottom too when I place them in, or will they be floating? And because we have more than enough, let's go ahead and just drop them in. So I'm just gonna put 2 in each. And again, just give it a quick stir. And let's go ahead and bring them closer and see what happened. So for the corn syrup, the beans, I don't know if you guys can see them, they're on the bottom of the cup as well. For the baking soda, they are floating on top just like the rhinestones. For the salt, they're also floating. For the sugar, they're on the bottom. And there's 1 rhinestone floating. Let's see, let's give it a mix or a stir and see what happens. And for the plain water, we do have, let's go ahead and mix it. They're on the floor, on the bottom of the cup, as you guys can see. And let's go back to our hypotheses. I did predict that the rhinestones and the beads would be on the bottom of the cup for the corn syrup and water mixture. And comment down below if you guys predicted, if your prediction was true, was correct, and if it wasn't, it's okay, because it's okay, because that's why we're doing these experiments, so you guys can learn a little bit more. And now let's go on to the explanation of the activity. And okay, so why do you guys think that in the baking soda, in the mixture of baking soda and water, the objects are floating, but when it comes to, let's say, corn syrup, they're on the floor, or sorry, they're on the bottom of the cup? And if you guys said that when you pour salt or some kind of mixture, depending on the substance that you guys put, for example, corn syrup and baking soda, the water becomes more dense, also known as it gets more heavier. And as you guys can see here, with plain water, the rhinestones are on the bottom because of the density. And when it comes to salt water, objects are going to be floating because of the density. And you guys can see, let me see if I can, as you guys can see, depending on what mixture you put into the water, you guys will be making the water more dense or less dense than the original, which is fresh water, in quote unquote fresh water, as you guys can see right here. And I have a question for you guys, a last minute question. If we were to leave these, I'm gonna go ahead and put them back. If we were to go ahead and leave these mixtures with the rhinestones for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, up to 4 hours, do you guys think that they will be the same? And by that I mean, for example, if we leave the corn syrup with the water for an hour, do you guys think that the objects or the plastic rhinestones would still be on the bottom when we came back and check on them? And the same for the other ones? Or do you guys think that it would change? And if you guys want to know the answer, you guys can go ahead and do this experiment, which is fun, and test out what do you guys think, the hypotheses, and go ahead and leave them there for as long as you want, and compare and contrast or find the differences in the beginning of the experiment to an hour later. Do you guys think it will be the same? And also, if you guys do decide to make this activity or to recreate it at home, you guys could use, instead of using sugar, you guys can use some other substance. Like, for example, you guys can use milk instead of water. You guys can use milk. You guys can use hot water and see the results and compare them, and just have fun with it and experiment, and just have fun with trying to find the density of objects and see what mixtures create a more dense, and then what mixtures create a less dense. Thank you, and make sure you guys come back for some other fun activities that we will be having. Thank you. Have a great day.